Hello guys, welcome. So today's video, I'll be giving you 10 different steps as to how you can improve your resume from the smallest details to the most crucial one that hiring managers as well as recruiters look for when they're sourcing for candidates. So I will give you 10 steps and hopefully this will help improve your job search in the market. All right, so let's start with the most simple one. Number one, use professional fonts. When you're building your resume, you want to make sure that you don't have too much white space, right? Font size can be anywhere from 10 to 12. You could use Times New Roman to keep it simple and make your resume more readable, as well as being professional. You don't want to use font sizes that are outside the 10 to 12, where, especially if you're a entry-level candidate or someone with 3 to 6 years of experience, the limit should be anywhere from 1 to 2 pages, unless you have 15 years of experience or more, right? So you want to make sure that you're using font sizes that are not distracting, that are easy to read, that will stand out in a professional manner. All right, so number two would be resume formatting, right? So I'll break this down step by step. On your resume, it should always start with your name and contact information. Contact information should be your phone number, your email address, and if you have a LinkedIn, that's fine. I've seen resume where, if there's an engineer or data scientist, they might add their other website like GitLab or GitHub on the resume or their portfolio. As long as it's user-friendly to where the recruiter can easily click and access those links, then that's fine. But anything outside of that would be too much, right? Second would be, the second part of your resume building would be your objective and your summary. So you want to write an effective objective as to the position that you're applying for. Third would be your professional experiences, ranging from every single position that you worked at, your education, followed by your skill sets. Now, as far as skills, I've seen resumes where the format goes as followed. It's usually their contact information, their objectives, and their skill sets and their experience, followed by education at the very bottom. So skill sets can vary. I prefer to have it right after my summary, but some people have it right after their education. So either way, both would work. But if you want to highlight the skills that you're bringing to the table based on the job that you're applying for, it's always good to have those skill sets highlighted early in your resume to catch the attention of the recruiter as well as the hiring manager. Oh yeah, I forgot one more thing. When it comes to formatting, make sure your resume is robot friendly. Nowadays, companies are using a lot of AI tools to be able to extract information and assess candidates a lot better and faster. So when you're building your resume, use optimized keywords as well as straightforward formats. No graphs, no tables. You want your resume to stand out and for a recruiter to be able to assess it based on those tools that they're using. And you could go online and actually test this on multiple AI tools that are out there for resume building. All right, so number three would be, one resume is not enough. You need to have multiple resumes that you can, and this varies, this depends case by cases, right? Based on the position you're applying for. You need to be able to address multiple things by looking at the job description as to the job that you're applying for and see what skills you can, that are transferable to boost your chances of getting that job or landing that interview. But you should have multiple resumes for multiple different jobs that you're applying for, especially if, a job has multiple skill sets and qualification that is required that needs to be highlighted. So in your resume, you want to make sure that those things stand out from the jump when a recruiter sees it. So number 3 is having multiple versions of your resume. Right. So number 4, keep your resume very short and simple. I remember when I was drafting my resume and searching for a job, and I felt like if I added more information, I would stand out more. End result, I was explaining the same thing over and over on multiple different lines. So keep it basic, keep it short. I know sometimes we use larger fonts to make our resume seem like it's a lot longer, but you know, it's always better to keep it basic and list the necessary responsibilities and duties that you accomplish while working at a specific organization. So number 5 would be your achievements and your results. What I realized as a recruiter is that a lot of hiring managers actually review resumes and get excited based on the results of a candidate that was listed based on the positions they held at a specific company, from a sales standpoint to a delivery standpoint. If you worked at an organization where you was a great asset or add on tremendous value and you know that, please add that on your resume. Even if you had volunteer opportunities where you accomplished certain achievements, list it on your resume. And the way to list these things could be under the position you held, or you could list it towards the end of your resume right after education or prior. Either way works, but as long as you highlight your achievements, I think that will be some add-on value to build more chances for you to advance to the next round. All right, so number six would be for you to use power words. And the way you can do that is by looking at the job description you're applying for, extracting some of the key industry buzzword that is listed on there, as well as the company's value, the company's mission, the type of product that they're using. All of those should be able to help you create a way for hiring managers to resonate with your resume based on the industry and keywords that you've used to help you stand out even more. So don't just apply based on the resume that you already built. You need to craft your resume, even if it takes 1 or 2 sentences. Look at your resume, look at the job description, extract some keywords around that industry in an honest way. Don't do it because you want to do it to, help your chances, but do it based on the fundamentals of your experience and you believe that you're capable of doing the job based on the years of experience you have. All right, number 7. Number 7 is for you to use bullet points, not paragraph. So keep it very short and simple. No more than 2 to 3 lines. Be very direct and make sure, like I said, use buzzwords and words that hiring managers might find attractive according to what they're looking for that particular industry. So number 8 would be for you to be consistent. When you're crafting your resume, don't just list the responsibilities that you held at your previous company, but list some of the responsibilities alongside the things that you was good at. What areas within that organization did you add value? So you want to make sure you highlight that. And this is basically piggybacking on number 6, which is highlighting your accomplishment, right? You also want to make sure that when you're crafting your resume and you're writing the description in terms of what your responsibilities were, you also want to make sure that you highlight what areas of that job that you was good at. Like, what are the things that you're good at within that position? All right, so number 9 would be the dates of employment. You want to make sure you're very consistent in terms of the years of experience that you're highlighting, and how accurate and transparent you are in terms of the positions that you've held. The worst thing that you would want is for a hiring manager to interview you and later discover that the dates of employment at those particular company weren't aligned as to when you was employed or when you left, right? Certain industries are very small. People network, people talk to each other, as well as going online. Me as a recruiter, as many recruiters, will go online to double check and verify the dates that you listed on your resume if they are fully aligned. So make sure the dates of employment are fully aligned. All right, so number 10 is very simple. When you build and craft your resumes, although you feel like I've built a strong resume and I know this will stand out, still have your resume reviewed by one of your colleagues or a friend or your mentor, just so you can get feedback as to what you can improve on. You can always improve on building your resume, no matter how great it is. So get as much feedback as possible, and use those to help you increase your chances, especially if you're looking to break into a certain industry or certain sector, and you have friends that work within those sectors or industries. It would be great for you to have your resume reviewed by them and give you feedback and pointers to help you stand out and possibly have the chance of landing that job.